Welcome, everybody. My name is Bennett Goldberg. I'm a professor of physics and astronomy, and I'm the director of research in higher education training and evaluation. And I'm part of the Postdoc Academy project. And today I'm going to welcome three postdocs into this session to describe what they've done together with Byron Stewart in developing their presence and their pitches. And what we're trying to discover here a little bit is how they felt about it, what they learned from it, and what they will take forward.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. My name is Kalisha Bonds Johnson, and I'm a postdoc at the Neil Hodgson Woodruff School of Nursing at Emory University.
Hi, everyone. My name is Aditya Raghunandan, but I go by my Starbucks name, which is Adi, since it's just much easier to pronounce. I am a postdoc in mechanical engineering and neuroscience at the University of Rochester, studying the link between fluid flow and Alzheimer's disease.
Hey everybody, I'm Olivia Chesniak and I'm a postdoc at Northwestern University working with the Postdoc Academy.
The first question for you all today is, what are the 2 or 3 key takeaways from this experience where you worked with Byron and with each other and developed your pitches both for research and non-research settings?
In thinking about composing my elevator pitch, I think what was most important was developing a script, but realizing that in that moment, referring to the script makes me look a little more robotic, and it doesn't allow me the opportunity to really engage with the audience the way I would like to. So while a script I think is important for practicing, it's really key to sort of be in the moment. And then also with delivering pitches, speeches, presentations, while I'm not doing it right now, I did find great value in standing when I give a presentation, and I will use that moving forward.
I echo Kalisha on at least a couple of those points. Standing and delivering has really made a difference to the way I am able to engage, even on Zoom. I do well on presentations when I'm actually in the hall standing and talking to people, but actually having to stand on Zoom and give meetings, especially when I'm presenting data within, whether be it my own group or during a conference, has made a big difference. And sticking to the script also allowed me to not just develop a script to present my research, but also be able to connect and relate to people from very different backgrounds. Every day, I normally interact with engineers who, the terminology is very easy to understand, but conveying what I do and the importance of what I do to someone from the theater world and other forms of research helped me think on how to better connect and explain my research. And the other thing that I also think is very important is the more I thought about my script, the more I internalized it. So by the time I gave my final recording, I had done so many versions of it that I wasn't really scared that I was not sticking to the script, as long as I was confident that the message that I was delivering came across.
I think one of the biggest takeaways for me is somewhat similar to Adi and Kalisha's, but really working on writing that story and preparing that story and making it compelling. I think, as Adi mentioned, for different audiences, knowing how to adjust your story, but really staying true to the meaning there.
So our next question is about the process of feedback. You work closely with Byron, and he's a real expert in presence and theater and presentations. And he gave you feedback on your work, having looked at your earlier videos and then talking you through things. So I'm interested in what that process of feedback was like for you.
There's probably 2 key takeaways for me. One is that I am a people pleaser, and so and a little bit of a perfectionist, and wanting to perfect in my delivery made me a little more probably stoic and not really as expressive as I am. And one of the things Byron commented on is like, oh, you have a lot of personality. You really have that. And so I own that. I'm owning that. I'm in the process of still owning that and recognizing that in my delivery, while it may not be perfect, it's me. And even in one of my final videos, there's a place where I pause because I totally lost my thought. But I'm like, if I was in front of Byron, he would not let me stop the video and start again. So I just forced myself to forget trying to be perfect, to pick up where I left off and kept going. And I felt like that was more genuinely me. The other thing is I really enjoy feedback. I've discovered wow, I feel like someone is telling me my baby is ugly, regardless of what the feedback is. I have owned that and I allow myself to be better with feedback, be it written or verbal.
I've seen a lot of people who speak very, very well, and I try to pick mannerisms from them. But sometimes it doesn't really suit me and my style of delivery. And what I think Byron really helped me understand was that it's okay to just be yourself, and if the onus is on you to really be the best version of yourself, and that is much more convincing than trying to adapt techniques from different people and coming up with a concoction that's really not you. Just thinking about how to convey complicated engineering concepts into something that's everyone can understand also helped me get to the nitty-gritty of exactly what it is that I do.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the feedback process. I thought Byron was really great at, um, giving constructive feedback. And one of the things that I'll take away is being more conscious of my ums. I realize I just said but that's even when I was recording this last video, it was really hard for me to stop. And so recognizing that that's going to take practice and that practice is worth it and just noticing it it's really, really valuable for me.
What would you tell participants in the Postdoc Academy when they're doing this activity?
The importance of your own voice and being okay with the skin you're in, and really just owning who you are and recognizing that we all do really neat research, but it's also our presence and who we are that adds value to our elevator pitches and any other presentations we give, as well as I think that point that Olivia was, that this is a process. We don't come out of the womb knowing how to give great elevator pitches or presentations or speeches, or at least I don't think most of us do. And that can be a process and that we can learn how to improve certain aspects of our speaking.
Another thing that I would really like to highlight is that I think it's important for everyone going through this process is really break down and condense everything. What is the essence of your message? And however complicated your research is, it should not take more than 25 to 30 seconds to explain.
I think for me, the biggest thing is recognizing your story. I think we all have the story of what drives us personally and professionally, and it's worth it to take time and reflect on that and hone how we communicate that. I think one last thought I'll share is something Addie and Kalisha and I spoke about the last time we filmed together, and that is how much harder it is to record yourself in an empty room by yourself, and how much easier it is to have a conversation like we're having right now. So I just wanted to put that out there for the other postdocs who are participating in Postdoc Academy. It's hard. You're not the only one who thinks it's hard.
That's great.
And I would just add that I have to thank the Postdoc Academy in advance for whatever job I get, because my talk and my search committee interviews are going to be way better than they would have been before having this experience. So thank you in advance.